Hey everyone, as you may have heard by now, Tom Wilson was the subject of yet another blindside hit, but this time he was actually on the receiving end of it in the Capitals' loss to the Golden Knights last night. Ryan Reaves went in and went shoulder, you could say shoulder to shoulder, shoulder to head. But it was definitely a blindside hit. Wilson didn't see it coming. He was looking the other way, and he went down. Ryan Reaves was ejected for the hit. The NHL announced today he would not face any more discipline for the hit, which I think is the right call considering that Reaves doesn't have a history. But there's been a lot of conversation about, blindside hits. And I will flat out admit that karma came to Tom Wilson. I will be the first to admit that I've said that. But I also agree that these hits have absolutely no place in the league. But I keep on just going back to this thing of, Ryan Reaves is trying to send a message here. You think, even though the Golden Knights have only been in the league for a year, the Golden Knights and the Capitals already have a history. They faced each other in the Stanley Cup final last year, with the Capitals, of course, winning. And Tom Wilson in the Stanley Cup final had a questionable hit on Jonathan Marchessault of the Golden Knights. And he was asked about that hit, and he said, well, I think he's thinking that he shouldn't have been admiring his pass. Who says that? And, Ryan Reaves is still kind of the enforcer type of player, so he was probably thinking of these things when he went in for that hit. I don't think there's any question that there was intent behind that hit. I don't think he expected it to be that way, but I think he definitely expected to send Wilson a message. And hockey's known for that. Hockey's known for exchanging messages, if you will. Of course, it was a brutal message to send, but what I'm hopeful for here is I hope that Wilson, kind of sees the other perspective and says, well, that sucked. I don't want to be on the receiving end of that. I can only think of what I'm doing to other players. And he's young and he's probably not thinking that, but he should be. I don't know if he has anybody, around him who's saying, hey, maybe you need to rethink the way you're playing. You can still be aggressive, but not be dirty. Matt Cook comes to mind of players who had to learn that the hard way, especially with his questionable hit on Marc Savard years ago. So Wilson's still young. I think there's definitely time for him to turn around. But you just look at all the hits that he's had over the years, and of course he had it coming. I hate to be that jerk, but he had it coming. You can't tell me otherwise. You can't sit here and tell me that a guy who does that over and over and over again doesn't deserve, he doesn't deserve that, but to say that he didn't have it coming is kind of absurd. And I can only hope that he adjusts his play accordingly, realizing that, oh, well, now that he's on the receiving end, things are a little bit different. And, and like I said, I'm okay with George Parros not giving Ryan Reaves any more discipline. But I'm interested to see what entails down the line. We've already had some questionable hits this year. We've had Todd Bertuzzi's son. We've had Claude Lemieux's son. We've had Wilson, of course, in his limited play. And, of course, this Ryan Reaves hit on Tom Wilson. And time again, the league has basically been saying that they don't care about player safety. And I know Daniel Carcillo even tweeted that, he was concerned about the people who were saying this is karma. And I completely understand where he's coming from with that. But I want to know if Daniel Carcillo felt like that during the years when he was playing, with all the hits that he had on players. I understand he's going through a lot of issues. But did he think that way when he was playing? And that's the thing I want to know. And I kind of just want to know what's going through Tom Wilson's mind right now, and I'm just interested to see how he develops, not just this year, but in the coming years, to see if he adjusts his game at all and recognizes that, you know, plays like that are just bad. But we'll see. But please leave your thoughts in the comments. Also make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful evening.